What's up, y'all? TikTok. Talking about the fallen Seraphim races. The ones we covered before were the fallen, the Elohim races. They fell. Some of them. But right here we got the Omicron Draconians. You know, you see Omicron races. You got Omicron Dracos, the Thousands, Azazel, Odedicron, Zephilium races. So we're gonna cover these ones right here. They also are the ones staging these false holographic inserts, like these mass holographic inserts. My fault. All right. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. If you look at Omicron, if you look up Omicron, it'll show you that it's a strand of COVID. That represents them trying to make a race of Omicron Draconians to be a worker race for them. That's what that represents. So we're gonna get into this. Like I said, we're reading the progression of the Atlantic conspiracy. Okay. If you want to look it up, the progression of the Atlantean conspiracy. That's what this is about. This all started back in Atlantis. The Dracons, they appeared on Earth around 1 million years ago, and the Nephilim, they were around 900,000 years ago. You also got the Syrian Anunnaki around 950,000 years ago. They were doing a bidding with them, with the Dracons. The Dracons also created the Dinoids to monitor the humans on Earth while they wasn't here. So what I'm talking about here is Ashiana Dean's teachings. She teaches us about the core and the reasoning behind religion and the reasoning behind why they doing the things they do. Why did we have those big ass statues back in ancient times? You know, and they represented these beings when they infiltrated certain religions. Certain cultures. All right, so we got the Phoenix Matrix. No, my fault. The Phantom Matrix, Draconian and Reptilian intruder races. So right now we're covering the Omicron races. So we got the Omicron Draconian. They are a fallen Seraphim line of Lyra Vega. They come from Alnatak, Alnanlam, Orion, Alpha Draconis, Bellatrix. That's where they reside. Atlantean Pylon Interface Network, the Dragon. So what that represents is they put a certain blueprint on Earth that brings about a certain energy which hijacks Earth's blueprint. So you got something called the Great White Lion, which was a benevolent one. The Four Faces of Man, which is a benevolent one. That's where you get the Easter Island with the heads. They built those for that certain blueprint. You also got the Phoenix APIN, malevolent. That's bad. That's to harvest our energy. You got the Golden Eagle Grid. That one was benevolent before, but then it got infiltrated. So now it's like part of it is good, part of it is bad. All right, so the primary races of these Omicron Draconians are the Omicron bipedal dragon moth insectoid dino reptiles, Orion. Dracos, human hybrid, lizard hominid, some morph to human-like. You got some that are inner Earth or on Earth, Earth/inner Earth. The Thousands, those are the chupacabras. Omicron, Odedicron mammal hybrids. That's the Thousands, the chupacabras. The Kurandara Anunnaki Omicron Zeta hybrid, and that is the orange Zeta hybrid. And they are from Nibiru. You got the Azazel. Those are blue human reptile Omicron Zephilium hybrid, and they reside in Bellatrix. You got the Marduk Drahman Anunnaki insectoid hominid, and they are the Omicron Anunnaki hybrids. So mind you, when I'm stating these fallen races, I'm not saying that they're bad. Well, I'm gonna say some of them are like psychotic, like they just want to take. But some of them are here to actually like break the curse, like, because they don't like being like that. Some people, they don't like hurting people. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about, oh, they're bad, all of them bad. You got to learn how to differentiate, discern. Like, you got to go based on how you feel. You got to go based on how they speaking to you. You got to go based on what is going on in the world behind these beings. You know, because there are also guardian races that are here to help. You know, that's why you have these two conflicting groups. All right. So the core agenda of these beings, and mind you, the core agenda, the core agenda represents, like, for them, they come together and they create a certain agenda. So one of the core agendas is Omicron Draconian. That is one of the groups that they form in order to push their agenda, right? You got the Draconian Orion Confederation. All right. Now the primary Leviathan Illuminati races of the Omicron Draconians is the Nephidim Omicron human hybrids, the Etruian king, that's the Etzalanian king, Atlas Etruian king hybrid. You got the Roman Remus king, that is the Etzalanian Lathan king hybrid. You got the Pharisees Semitic dragon king, that's Hibaru, and the Hala king Hibaru. You got the Atlantean Leviathan Illuminati lines. All right. You got the Dragon King, and they were Sumerian/Egypt, Tutmosis, Ramesses, Chinese, Japanese, Germanic Leviathan Illuminati lines. Now, here are some of the human tribes that they infiltrated when they came here. They infiltrated the Middle East, Persian. They infiltrated that's over there, Mesopotamia, Hebrew, Akkadian, Taliban, Sumeria, Ionian, Etruvian, and Roman. Etruscan and Roman. German, Russian, Anglo-Saxon, Asia, China, Africa, Aztecs, Inca, Native American. The associations this is the groups that they created when they was here. These are the groups that they created, like this, occultic groups. This is what it represents, the association. The Knights Malta Catholic Templar. You got the Knights Malta Catholic Templar Knights. Dang, okay. Roman Mafia. You got the Scots McDonald Raider line. You got the Nazi creeds. You got the Black Sun Mystical Schools, represents worship in certain worship that represents the pantheon of Egypt. In certain pantheons, they worship these beings, and they harvest energy for the sun. So they bloodshed for the sun. You got the Black Sun Mystical Schools. You got the Kurandara, Draman Dragon Queen, Shamanism, Native America, Peru, Africa, Haitian African Voodoo, Roman Catholic Control Creeds, Toltec Aztec, Inca Islamic, Wiccan Pagan, Reiki Text Distortions, False Guardian Alliance Claims, Omicron Group, all right, and then what did it say? It said Zeta Regilian / some Odetacron Reptilian / Marduk Draman Anunnaki allies. So they work with them, and most of them had joined the United Intruder Resistance in 2000. Rebels refused United Intruder Resistance for the Omicron Draconian One World agenda. So the United Intruder Resistance is another fallen angelic group that is here to intrude, right? So we just covered the Omicron races. Now let's go to the Odetacron. All right. So the Odetacron Reptilian, these are a fallen Seraphim line of Lyra Vega. They inhabit Alnilam, Orion, Lyra Vega, Inner Earth, Their APIN system, Atlantean Pylon Interface Network, the Falcon, right? So that's where you get Horus and stuff like that. It's a way to hijack our Earth grids. This is where you get worshiping Horus. That's feeding that blueprint, that APIN system. Okay, the primary races of these Odedacrine reptilians are Odedacrine avian reptile. This is where you get gargoyles, right? Winged reptile hominid hybrids. You get the Enlil. This is where you get Enlil from Anunnaki. The Enlil is not a person. He may incarnate it as a person, but there's a collective that he incarnated out of, right? It's like a group project. You got 12 people working on one project, or 9 for them, not Nibiruian Council of 9, 12, 24. They work on, and when they create the project, it becomes only one thing. It's like when you draw it on the paper, everybody working on the project, and the final product of the project is a big old paper with words on it. So same for them. The final project is a being that was here to manipulate and take over. Creating that story of they created humans and stuff. They never created us. They only created a hybrid race. They never created us. Like we was already here. They just took part of our genetic pool and used us as a worker race, which was they took the locust Neanderthal. Right? So just looking at the comments even. All right, so like I say, one of the primary races is the gargoyle. Think about the gargoyle. We know what the gargoyle look like. Enlil, Odedacrine, Amelian Anunnaki hybrid from Nibiru. You got the Bellicudian, Odedacrine Anunnaki Tauronesium human hybrids from Alcyone/Tara. So yeah, the Tauronesium human is our original genetic pool, but then they infiltrated Tara and created hybrids. Right, so their core agenda: reptilian, Draconian Orion Confederation, or reptilian Anunnaki Pleiadian Nibiruian coalition. Right, so the primary Leviathan Illuminati races of these beings, of the Odedacrine reptilian, is the Nephidim Odedacrine human hybrids, Earth/Inner Earth Lathan King Atlantean Greek and Arcadian King Illuminati line, Roman Romulus King, Etalanian Lathan King Atlantean hybrid, Illuminati line, Atlas King, Sumerian Egyptian Horus King. Did y'all hear that? The Odedacrine reptilian incarnated as, at one point in time, Horus. They incarnated as Horus. One more time. Sumerian Egyptian Horus King. This is what these beings came down as: a human body with a falcon head. And they said, worship me. And I'm not making it sound that simple. They actually took the teachings that I'm telling y'all about ascension mechanics and how to understand the fabric of time or the fabric of existence, that space in between us. They took that, cut off a part of it, made it a half-truth, and gave it to the people, and the people didn't know, and they were still getting the same results that they would get when they were studying the original teachings, but they didn't know it was limiting. So what that did was it cut our DNA off at a certain point, right? So the Horus King is an Enlil Odedacrine Anunnaki hybrid. All right. And they are of the Leviathan Illuminati line. That's where you get the Leviathan from. It's a group. Right. So now, y'all double tap that screen for me, please. Double tap that screen. I really appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. You know, just hearing me out a little bit. Remind you, I'm going back to them ancient times where we had them big old statues and we was worshiping them. These are the beings that we was worshiping. These Odedacrine reptilian, these Omicron reptilians, We was worshiping them, and we didn't even know because we was in a trance. We was in a dream state. Like, I got what I wanted when I asked because I did worship. I took this rabbit and slit his throat and gave it to the, you know what I'm saying. Then they got, you know what I'm saying, the things that they were looking for. Y'all double tap the screen for me, please. All right. Because I know at the start it all sounds crazy, but when I go into the human tribe infiltration, that's when it start making more sense. So look, we got the human tribe infiltration is Egypt, Central America, Native American, Mexico, Hawaii, Polynesian Island, South America, South Africa, Ionia, Italy/Greece. You got England, Germany. You hear that? That's the human tribe infiltration. Where they say, where are these beings now? What happened to them? They're still here. They interdimensional now. Think about it like this. They got certain technologies that they use where they can appear invisible to us because they know how to manipulate our bioenergetic field. I just told you my logical argument is the statues back in ancient time. Tell me who built the pyramids. What technology did they use to build the pyramids? Because let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this. I bet you never considered them statues back in ancient time. As far as you in your study, you gotta consider them statues back in ancient times. You gotta consider where are these current studies that we're getting? Where did they come from? You gotta go back. You gotta go back. You gotta learn the ancient. You gotta learn ancient history. Ain't no way these people just gonna build these statues because they got an idea. Nah, they was approached by beings. They was being controlled and told, like a general controls and tell his military where to go for the next mission. It ain't no an eagle, a falcon head with a human body. That would be cool. Ain't no way. Ain't no way they do that, you know? So they actually had to be approached by some 20-foot tall being, and they said, hey, build this statue after me, right on this land in this particular spot. Yeah, men of renown, that's the fallen angels. But the Bible didn't give you enough details on that. The Bible only gave you a scratch of the surface, just to keep you with them for a while. Right? So I'm gonna repeat the human tribe infiltration. Egypt, Central America, Native America, Mexico, Hawaii, Polynesian Island, South America, South Africa, Ionia, that's Italy/Greece. You got England, Germany. These are the beings, right? And their associations, which means the teachings that they gave us in order to keep their energy anchored on this earth, which is Egyptian/pagan/shamanic/kahuna mystical teaching distortions. You got the Egyptian crocodile cults. That's where you get Sobek, right? And the falcon cults, like I say, that's Horus, right? You got the Malaysia voodoo, Lord Maitreya Christian text distortions, and some of these beings work with Odedicron Draconian Dragon Balls, others with the Zeta Reticuli Rays and Pleiadian, Samyasi, Luciferian, Anunnaki. Most of them joined the United Intruder Resistance in 2000. A few factions joined the Omicron Draconians, several factions in the Emerald Covenant redemption contracts. So the Emerald Covenant redemption contracts are used to help clear distortions in their DNA. It's like going through another rites of ascension or passageway. And you can identify these beings by depending on the messages you receive. How do they speak to you? Are they compassionate or are they ignorant? Are they like, bro, just get up and go do it, bro, you're doing too much, without even batting an eye at trying to understand why are you doing the things you're doing? All right. So now look, what's interesting is that these beings, they created two different Odedicron strands. So the first one we talked about was the regular Odedicron reptilia. Now this is the Enlil Odedicron reptilia. And you know, Enlil is of the Anunnaki. Enlil is not a being. He incarnated as a being, but that being came from a collective of souls from Harmonic Universe 3, right? And this is the Enlil Odedicron Anunnaki. The fallen Anu Seraphim hybrid, Avian, Lyra. Nibiru, these are the planets that they reside in. Nibiru, Phantom Tiamat, and Phantom Lyra Avian. The APIN system, Atlantean Pylon Interface Network. Double tap the screen if you're coming in, man. Show some love, brother. Really appreciate it, man. APIN system is the Phoenix. And that's where you get death and rebirth, or the Phoenix rises from the ashes. That's in order to keep us in a cycle of reincarnation, like the Ouroboros or the yin and yang symbol. Just a constant cycle of death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth, unalive and rebirth, unalive, rebirth, unalive, type stuff like that. So the primary races of these beings are the Enlil, Amelian, Anunnaki, Aquatic 8, / Odedicron Avian Reptilian Scaled Reptile Hominid Hybrid. Bellicudium Odedicron Anunnaki / sorry about that. Bellicudium Odedicron Anunnaki Tornusium Human Reptile Hybrids from Alcyone / Tara, which is Phantom Alcyone Tara. And mind you, like I say, they're still here. They just exist on at a different angular rotation of particle spin. So if we spin like this, our particles spin horizontal like this, theirs might spin like this, vertically, or just like, so we can't see them because of because our particles in relation to theirs is not spinning at a similar rate. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to force that they're trying to force our bioenergetic particles to spin at a certain rate, so we can be subservient to them, which is why some of their associations, which is teachings, are geared towards worship. It's to keep us in a state of subservience and weak. Right? So their core agenda is the Reptilian, Anunnaki, Pleiadian, Nibiruian Coalition, or Reptilian, Draconian Orion Confederation. The primary Leviathan races of these beings are the Ediruian King, Atlantean / Sumeria / Africa, Leviathan Illuminati lines, right? The Bellicudium Atlantean / Arcadia Greek King, that's a Nibiruian Anunnaki hybrid. Atlantean, Leviathan Illuminati lines, which is what these Greek kings were. So you gotta think about it. Bro, when these people incarnated, they was just like, it was regular back in the day, back in pre-ancient times. This was around, let me see, as far back as 250,000 BC. As far back as then. So when, like, mind you, we didn't have no frequency fence, we didn't have no barriers, Earth was just open, right? And these fallen angels just decided they want to come here. They wanted to come here. Because they greedy. Right? Let me see. Where I stop at. So now we're at the Atlas King, Atlantean, Sumerian, and Horus Scarab King, Egyptian, Leviathan Illuminati lines. The Horus and Scarab. The Scarab represents the Necromaton Andromi. And that, I should have read that one. I'll probably read that one after this, but that's at the top. But y'all double tap the screen for me, please. Double tap the screen. Give me to at least 150 likes. That's the Necromaton Andromi, and they also incarnate as Men in Black here. That's why they made the movie. So whenever you see that beetle symbol, that little beetle back in ancient Egypt, they represent the Necromaton Andromi's infiltration. But the thing is that once it enters into Earth, it's in our hands, and it's up to us whether we want to help bioregenerate it or we want to feed it. But depending on the teachings that we receive behind that, in order to reinforce the understanding of the beetle and whether we want to bioregenerate or feed it to the phantom matrix. That's what's going to determine how we use the teachings and what teachings. You know what I'm saying? So right now we're getting the teachings on what these beings are, and then also how to bioregenerate them. And bioregenerating them, in my eyes, is simple. All you got to do is learn to go inside of yourself and work on that black background, right? When you see these images of these fallen angels, you need to shrink it back down to a critical point, and then it's gonna explode, or I'm gonna say it's gonna that bringing it down into a critical point is the vibration, and when you expand it back out, it's oscillation, and it's gonna appear as light, and then you feed that light information, whatever information you want to feed it, right? So now we got the Hyksos, Knights, Templar, King, Anunnaki, and Draconian Anti-Christos master race line. You know the Hyksos were the foreigners that came to Egypt and took over and became kings for a dynasty. Those beings are Knights Templar, Anunnaki, and Draconian Anti-Christos master race line. All right. We got the Roman Romulus king and Sacheon Gaul king. Those are the Pleiadian, Semiosi, Luciferian, Anunnaki, Sacheon/Saxon, Germanic, Hyksos, Omicron, Draconian. You see how mixed up these folks are? And these beings are the Dragon King lines, right? And the human tribes that they infiltrated was Egyptian, African, Arcadia Greek, South America Incan, Northwest Native American, Northwest French, what is that? English, what's that? And that's like English, but in the South, right? And the associations are with the Inki, the Zephylium / Marduk, Luciferian, Anunnaki, and they created the Nibiruian primate hominid, locust Neanderthal slave race for African gold mines and Middle East labor, 250,000 BC. So this is where you get the story of them coming here using us to mine gold. That was, when they did that, they was in association with Inki, Zephylium / Marduk, Luciferian, Anunnaki, and they created the Nibiruian primate hominid, locust Neanderthal slave race for African gold mines and Middle East labor. That's 250,000 BC. Enlil, Anunnaki, raider race of 148,000 BC to 75,000 BC. Anu occupation. 25,000 BC, Lucifer rebellion. 10,500 BC, Luciferian conquest, and 9560 BC, Luciferian covenant, Atlantean human tribe invasions, Atlantean, Egyptian, Phoenix, and Falcon mystical schools, Falcon shamanic traditions, Nubian, Mayan, Toltec, Olmec, Native American Falcon cults and crocodile cults, Gaul raider races of France, Britain, Europe, Knights Templar, Freemasons, Anunnaki, and Draconian factions. Most are members of the Nibiruian Council of 9 and 12, Pleiadian Nibiruian Coalition, Galactic Federation, Ashtar Command. They defected from the Pleiadian Syrian Agreements, Treaty of Altar, to join the UIR, United Intruder Resistance, with the Galactic Federation, Ashtar Command, and Nibiruian Council, Anunnaki. So anything dealing with the Galactic Federation, they fallen angels now. Any messages and stuff like that, don't listen to them unless you know how to discern between energies. Cause these folks smart. But hold on, let me look at S English. I don't know what that is. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know something, I'm gonna make sure we figure this out. Let me see. So we got Northwest Native American, Northwest French. So I guess that's South English, like the South Territories of England, South Territories of Europe, which would make sense because that's let's go on Google Maps and let's see. Because in my head I heard Greece. Let me see. And like me personally, I don't care about being wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's all about discovery. All right, let's go to Europe, guys. Yeah, so that's Greece. Yeah, South English, like Southern Europe. You got Rome. Yeah, certain areas over there. Rome, Albania, Greece, Bulgaria. Yeah, so yeah, that's what they mean. They had the Northwest Native America, Northwest French. Then they also had South English. All right. And so I remember these Galactic Federation folks. They had defected. They had defected in 2000, the year 2000. All right. Now let's go to, damn boy, they got the Dracos on here too. Whew. All right. Now, the Dracos, fallen Seraphim human hybrid. Earth, they reside on Earth and inner Earth. Alcyon, these phantom Alcyon / Tara. The APIN system, access to the Omicron, Draconian Dragon, Zeta Regilian Falcon, and Pleiadian Nibiruian Phoenix APINs. The primary races, a hominid reptile created 1 million years ago on Earth via Omicron Draconian, forced human interbreeding. The core agenda behind these beings, reptilian, Draconian Orion Confederation. Primary Leviathan Illuminati races, human lizard shapeshifters, Nephidim Dracos hybrids, Earth / inner Earth, human tribe infiltration, North, South America, Brazilian, Africa, various island tribal cultures, Middle Eastern, Egyptian, South / South Midwestern, USA, Cuba, Australia, England, Spain, and Portugal. Association, various shamanic tradition distortions, promote false environmental causes / Drac technologies / ET contact demos, utilize astral projection to initiate astral body X with humans for D4 astral body biofield / DNA template implanting. Use sound tones for DNA. Use sound tones for D4 / chakra 4 astral cording biofield tagging in unsuspecting humans via public events. Like you go to concerts and stuff like that. These Dracos, they run those concerts. They the ones that be harvesting your heart chakra energy. Work with Zeta Regilian, Omicron Draconian. Then they work with them. They put an exclamation point. Odenocron Reptilian UIR groups, Nibiruian, Kurindara, Dracos, Anunnaki hybrids, and Marduk Draman, Anunnaki, Omicron hybrids. Most join UIR with Zeta Regilian. Some refuse UIR for Rebel Omicron Draconians. They're the ones that do the One World Order agenda. So yeah, like the astral tagging, when you go into a dream world and you have an X and stuff, those Draconians, those reptilians you messing around with, you don't even know that. So you better be careful. All right, so we covered them. Oh man. let's cover the Zeta Regillian / Zeta Reticuli Aphelion. Fallen Seraphim, Lyra Vega, Alexia Loud. Right? Phantom, Rail, Orion, Zeta Reticuli. Let me see. Because they got a lot right here, y'all. Them Zetas, boy, they've been at it. Alright, let's see. Okay. Nibiru. I'm start over. Zeta Regillian, Zeta Reticuli, Aphelion. Alright. Fallen Seraphim, Lyra Vega, Alexia Lau, Phantom Rail Orion, Zeta Reticuli, Bellatrix, Nibiru, Andromeda, Phantom Earth, and various other locations. Primary races of these Zeta Reticuli, Zeta Regillian, Zeta Reticuli, all Zeta emerge from Aphelion. Tall, bipedal, blue-skinned, insectoid, reptilian, serpent seed race. Many strands that these Aphelium have, right? So you got the Azaziliel, blue, human, reptile, Omicron's Aphelium hybrid, Bellatrix. That's where they reside. Sorry about that. Aggressive Zeta Regillian, Omicron hybrid, tall grays, Regal Orion, Rutilia. These are the EBEs. I forgot what the EBE stand for. Zeta Draco's hybrids. Right? Zeta Reticuli. These are the short grays, several insectoid forms, various system, Phantom Earth. We also got the Thoth Inki's Aphelium. This is where you get Thoth from. He's a race of beings. Or he's a collective. Right? Zeta Reticuli, Amelian, Anunnaki. Hominid, hybrid, Nibiru. Corindara are the orange Zeta. Dracos, Anunnaki, Zeta Regillian hybrid. Nibiru, that's where they reside. Adelphi, blue Zeta. Andromi, Necromaton, Zeta Regillian hybrid. Alpha Rats, Andromeda, that's where they reside. And now the corigina of these beings, Zeta Reticuli, Zeta Pleiadian, Nibiruian, Anunnaki. Pleiadian Nibiruian Coalition, or Emerald Covenant Refugee Guardian Alliance. So some of these Zetas they are working on bioregenerating. They don't want to be harvesting human energy no more because they already seen what it brings. They already know it's going to cause them. It's going to cause them demise. No matter how much energy they get, they're going to want more and more and more until they just burn out and can't get no more. Right? Zeta Regillian. Zeta Draconian Orion Confederation. Now the APIN system that these beings use is Zeta Regillian, the Falcon APIN, the Falcon wormhole. Zeta Reticuli, Pleiadian, Nibiruian, Phoenix, and Serpent. Right? The primary Leviathan Illuminati races of the Zeta Regillian and Zeta Reticuli Aphelion is Zeta Reticuli / Ezreal, Billy Kudum, Cadman, Atalan King, that is Thoth Inki's Aphelium, Anunnaki, Nibiruian, Atlantean, Leviathan, Illuminati lines, Larsa King, Sumerian, Osiris, King Egyptian. Come on, bro. Osiris, the Egyptian king, Egyptian god. This is who these people were. They are literally showing us. Nibiruian, Anunnaki hybrid, the Leviathan Illuminati lines. That's what Osiris was part of, the Leviathan Illuminati lines. Zeta Regillian / Dragon King, Germanic, Atlantean, Leviathan Illuminati lines. Now, the human tribe that they infiltrated, both groups have small ancestral lines in most human 12 tribes and contemporary abduction hybrids and clones of body snatch human hybrids. So they don't necessarily attack a tribe of people. They attack like certain people. That's where you get abductions and stuff from. They be abducting people and doing experiments on them. Right? So now we got the associations that these beings have. The Zeta Reticuli opened Phantom Earth Falcon wormhole in 1903 through 1916. Raided by the Zeta Regillians. right? This is where they ripped the space and time and they started coming on Earth, right? 1903 to 1916 is when they did this, right? Pleiadian Nebulian, Symbiosi Luciferian / Thoth Inky's affiliate allies. Most accepted 1983 to 1984 Emerald Covenant Amnesty Redemption Contracts. Some joined Pleiadian Nebulian Anunnaki to escape Zeta Regilians. Zeta Regilians, Draconian Orion Confederation Administration, MJ-12, and Nazi Zeta treaties, enslaved Zeta Reticuli. So they was in talks with what's his name, with Hitler. Zeta Talk, Thule Society, Aleister Crowley, Black Sun, Golden Dawn, Enochian Watchtowers, Metaphysical Cults, Pagan Teaching Distortions, Philadelphia Experiment / Montauk Project in 1983. Regilian Andromi Alliance, worked with Draconian, Necromaton Andromi, some Omicron, Draconian / Adetocron, Reptilian factions, Big Brother Drac, World Management Team, Illuminati Montauk Boys, joined UIR with Necromaton Andromi family. So they are showing you right here. All right, let's go to I think we covered them all. The last one we're gonna do the Necromaton Andromi. So the Necromaton Andromi are a fallen Anu Seraphim hybrid from Andromeda, Phantom Andromeda planets. This is where you get God as the Alpha and Omega, because these beings reside Alpha and Omega Centauri. They also reside in the Earth. The APIN system is the White Eagle, because they hijack the Guardian Alliance Golden Eagle grid. Falcon and Phoenix wormholes. Primary races: Raelian Elohim, the Necromaton Andromi, insectoid beetle people. Jehovian Anunnaki Andromi human, Nephilim. These are dark-haired aquatic humanoids. Anu Melchizedek, Emilian Nephilim. You also got the Hyperborean, Jehovian Nephilim. You also got the Men in Black, human insectoid hybrids from Earth / Inner Earth. Marduk Luciferian Andromi Anunnaki, insectoid hybrid. Omicron Draconian Andromi, vampire, serpent, dinoid, humanoid hybrid. You got the Norse, red-haired human, Omicron Draconian Necromaton Andromi, Pleiadian human hybrid. Golly. You also got the Phantom Lyra Vega, Pleiades on attack. Omicron, Orion Necromaton Black Lead. Adelphi Blue Zeta, Necromaton Andromi Zeta Regilian hybrid. Phantom Alpha Rats Andromeda, this is where they reside. Core agendas: Andromi Draconian Orion Confederation, Andromi Anunnaki Luciferian, Pleiadian Nebulian Coalition, Andromi Anunnaki Jehovian, United Federation of Planets, Andromi Centaurian Alpha Omega Order, Andromi Supremacist, Orion Necromaton Black Lead. Like I say, these are the beings that infiltrated our system. Primary Leviathan Illuminati races are Towson King Atlantean Leviathan Illuminati lines, the Asian Scarab and Sadducees Semitic Dragon King lines, Leviathan Illuminati lines. Now, the human tribes that these beings infiltrated was Mongolia, China, Japan, Tibet, Brazil, Chile, Turkey, Anastasia, Native American, Hebrew. Now, the associations they had, which is the teachings that they use in order to anchor their energy here: Buddhic, Tibetan, Eastern Christian spiritual text distortions, the necromancy, the study of the dead, Luciferian Satanic Bible, Luciferian Egyptian Tibetan Mayan mystical schools, Alpha Omega Templar Melchizedeks, Lord Melchizedek, Archangel Michael, Angelic Hierarchy, Cryon, Cortium, Nephilim, Anunnaki, Andromi hybrids, the false Sonata Jesus contacts, fallen Vairagi, false ascended masters, the Thule Society, Andromi, ET Contact Channeling, Friendly Enemy Allies, Marduk Luciferian, Marduk Dramain, Omicron, Anunnaki, Jehovah and Neophyte, Nephilim collectives. And they began the United Intruder Resistance in 2000, which is the War Edict. All right? So, a lot of these things I'm telling y'all is just helping y'all identify who these fallen angels are and how to identify them, right? Identification begins with how they speak and how they feel, how you feel when they presence come up, you know. And this is for people that really knows how to contact certain beings and learn how to identify certain beings, you know. Because it's like we contact beings every day. People that worship God, they'll be like, God, please help me, or God, this and that. You're contacting an Anu Elohim race collective. So it's important to know when you studying certain things, what is your point of reference? Are you here to learn the truth? Are you here to just talk? Are you here to learn? Where's your evidence? How does it make you feel? And what is your observation of the world when studying these things? Does your study enable you to help people? Does it enable you to go out there and, you know what I'm saying, be of the world and, you know, teach people and, you know, show people how to free themselves from this false system? Because like I say, for me, I want to go. But I know a lot of people don't want to leave, so my teaching also help you with learning how to change your circumstances, become self-aware. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for listening. I'll probably be back. What's tomorrow? Yeah, Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday, you know. So thank y'all for listening, man. We out, man.